Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fred. So this is the next question I'm going to be attempting at this moment. Question number 3. And it says, figure 3 shows two intersecting cylinders of unequal diameters. Draw the A, the given views, B, curve of intersection, and C, development of pipe M, making XX as the same. So we're going to draw the development of this pipe M, we're going to draw these given views, and we're going to draw the curve of intersection. All right, so before I start, let me explain something. Now you see these two pipes. This is a pipe standing vertical in this form, a cylindrical pipe, and this is another one. Both of them, they have different diameters, and they are intersecting in this form. Peradventure, the kind of intersection you're used to is the one where you have the cylinders intersecting, like it's this particular cylinder is properly centralized, all right? But if you look at this one, it is shifted to the end of this other cylinder, and so it is not properly centralized, all right? So what this simply means is that by the time you draw the development of this pipe M, you're going to have a kind of skewed development, okay, that is not like the normal one you're used to. So you want to pay attention from the start to finish of this exercise. All right, so we have the dimension given here, and if you check here, I already drew the elevation and part of the plan. All right, so what I'm going to do is to explain how I came about all of this. Okay, so real quick, the first thing I did was to draw a center line, or if you like, a thin line here like this. All right. All right, so the first thing I did was to draw a center line. So after doing this, we were told that this diameter is 50. So what I did was I measured 25. To draw a diameter of 50, you measure 25 radius, okay? Then with this 25 radius, at any convenient point on this line, I drew this circle to give me this part here. So when I'm done with that, the next thing I did was I aligned my set square with this line, okay, and I transferred lines to this end here of the diameter, and I drew thin line down, transferred here also, and I drew thin lines down. When I'm done with that, I aligned my set square with this vertical here, all right, and I transferred horizontal line to this to draw this diameter. Okay, so when I was done doing that, I aligned with this line here, this one, and I transferred, giving myself any distance of my choice. All right, so I drew this. I measured 80 because we are told that this is 80. All right, so I measured 80 and I transferred line here, and I drew this. So when I was done, remember by now I should have a kind of rectangle here. So we are told thin lines for now, thin lines. This is 10, as you can see from here. So I measured 10, and we're told this is 45 degrees. So what I did was, since this is 45 degrees, and this line will be parallel with this one. So this 10 I measured here, I got my 45 degrees set square. So I first of all placed my ruler here, I aligned it to this horizontal here, and I placed my 45 degrees set square like this, and I adjusted to where I measured 10 here, and I drew this line. After drawing that line, I measured 65 because we were told this distance is 65. So after measuring 65 on it, I dropped a perpendicular with my set square. So you align your set square with this line to 65 and drop a perpendicular. After dropping it, we're told this distance here, the diameter here is 35. So I measured 35 on the line here, all right? So after measuring 35, I aligned my set square like this with this line, and I transferred to where I measured 35 on this line, and I drew it to meet this point. So after doing the whole of that, I printed it, I drew the visible outline. So that's how I got this elevation. And while I measured 35 here, I also indicated the center, the midpoint of 35, which is 17.5. All right. So I measured and dotted 17.5 here, and I transferred lines. This line, okay, to this point where you have 17.5, and I drew a thin line in this form. All right. So in order for me to be able to draw this, what I did was I transferred the horizontal line, took this horizontal line here, okay, and I transferred it here, and I drew this line. So after drawing that line, come over here, align your set square with this vertical line here, this one, support with your ruler, transfer lines to this point, draw it up, transfer line to this point, draw it up. Remember, these two cylinders, they are the same diameter of what? 35. So measure 35 here. After transferring these two lines up, measure 35 on this line. So after measuring 35, you align your set square like this, and you transfer to where you measure 35, and you draw this other line. Make them thin lines for now. Okay? So that's how I got this line. So what I did next was, I also indicated the center of this line, which is 17.5, and I transferred lines there, and I drew the line. I hope that's clear. So the next thing I did was, with my pair of compass, I needled at this point here, the midpoint here, stretched to this other end of the pipe, and drew a semicircle to represent what? The round part of the what? Of the pipe. All right, but a semicircle is just enough. I was supposed to draw a full circle, but semicircle is just enough. So I did the same thing here also, and I drew a semicircle. So what I did was, I divided the semicircle into 6 equal parts, and it's very simple. So with the radius with which you drew this circle, all right, you needle here with that same radius, you cut this arc, needle here, cut the arc with the same radius, do not alter it, needle at this point, where this line you transfer this, intersecting this arc, this circle, or semicircle if you like, cut and cut. So with that, I have divided this arc into 6 equal parts. Do the same thing here. So you needle here, you cut, needle at this point here, cut, and needle here, and cut. And that's how I got all of that. Now the next thing I did was, I labeled these 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. But if you check, you will discover that this is 3, 2, 1. The reason is because you know this is the plan, and you are viewing from the top. So this top of this, the top of this pipe here is what? 3. Now if you are drawing the elevation, this top here now becomes this top, because this top is what you're seeing here, which is 3. So that is why this 3 is here, because it's the top. So we go 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's it. Now, because this pipe here, sorry about that, is inclined at an angle of 45, you're going to see this part from the plan as what? An ellipse here. So we're going to draw that. So before we do that, we'll transfer lines. So align your set square with this line here, with this one, and transfer lines to 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So I'm going to transfer thin lines, draw them all the way down to 1, thin lines, to 1, thin lines, and to 2. Thin lines, all right? So I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'll align my set square with this horizontal line here, and I will transfer lines to this point here, 1, until it touches this circle here, to 2, and to 1. Thin lines, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is, because I want to draw this elliptical part of this plan, because we're told, actually we're not told to draw the complete plan. We're just asked to draw the given views and the curve of intersection, but we're just going to do that for practice purpose, okay? Just in case you come across a question that requires you to draw the complete plan. So let's just do that. So now, you see this point where these lines are going through this part of the cylinder. I'm going to transfer lines, vertical lines up. So align your set square with a vertical line, with this vertical line, okay? Or you can align with this one. And transfer lines from this point here up. I hope you can see that. Sorry, let me make an adjustment here. Okay, good. Now, let me do that again. Align your set square. So transfer lines to this point here. Thin lines, draw them up. So this other point. This point here, center. And transfer to the rest. All right, so we have this. Now take note, do not transfer this point up, this, no. Because that's one mistake most students make. Transfer the point where these lines are intersecting this pipe. At this point, that's where you take up. Now, this is the power of numbering during technical drawing. Now we're just going to trace the numbers and we're going to match them on this side and bring out the outline of this ellipse. So what number do you have here? 3. It means that wherever you see 3 here, along this line, okay, you dot. So if we're moving, let me get my ruler so you can understand. So let's face this line. This is 3, you move up. This is line 3, they're intersecting at this point. So you have a dot here. Now let's move to the next one. This is 2. So when you trace up, remember this is line 2, intersecting here. Continue, you see another 2 here. That's it. Then this is a 1. So you move up, this is 1, intersecting at this point. Continue, this is another 1, intersecting. Then this is 0, you move up, this is 0 here. And if you continue, this is another 0. Then this is 1, line 1, so you move up, wherever you see 1, this is 1. And if you continue, this is another 1. So if you continue in that same manner, you discover that 2 will intersect at this point for 2, and at this point for 2. And finally, we have 3 intersecting 3 at this point. So what we do next is get a French curve or flexible curve and draw this part here. All right, so when I'm done drawing it, I'm going to also draw this thick line and thick line. That will give us the complete plan. Okay, so I'm done drawing the plan, and that's it. This is the complete plan. Now the next thing we're going to do is to draw the curve of intersection. Now, because of the way the pipe is positioned, there are going to be 2 curves of intersection. I'm going to try my best to explain it to you. All right, so take a look at this cylindrical object. Okay, let's assume this is representing this one. Although in the elevation is in this form, but you'll be seeing it like this. Okay, so I'm just going to try to explain it to you in this form, like this. So if it is like this, it is actually elevated like this. Don't forget. But just so you understand. Now, this part, if you follow this, has been what? Cut off, because it's intersecting with this pipe here. Now, you see, if you're viewing from this side, if you're viewing, which is this elevation, you're only going to be seeing half from this very top here, which is 3, down to the other 3 at the bottom, which is also 3. So from the top, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. You will be seeing this half. But you see this other side, because you're viewing from this side, you're not going to see it. And the points that are intersecting on this side, on this half, it's not the same as this other half here. I hope you got that. So from 3 to 0 and back to 3, that is half of the pipe. Then from this 3 to 0 and back to the 300 at the top is the other half. So you'll be seeing, we'll draw the intersection, the curve of intersection for this half, all right? And we'll draw the curve of intersection for the other half, which will be invisible what? Outline. I hope that is clear. All right. So how do we go about that? Now, we are going to transfer lines from all of this point here down. So for emphasis purpose, let me move these numbers here so it will be clear to you. So this is 0, this becomes what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right, so let's move from here. So I'm going to transfer all of these points, all of them down. So align your set square and with a vertical line and transfer the lines down. All right, so I already have my 0 drawn. I'll draw for 1. Thin lines. For 2. Thin lines. I'm drawing from this point down. 3. For these 2. Now these lines will be very, very close. Very, very close. All right. So that's for 2. Then for 1, this one here. And for 0, the last one. Okay. So you can see these lines are pretty close, so you have to be very, very vigilant and observant enough to see. Okay, so now let's draw the first half I told you. So we'll move from 3 to 0 and back to 3. That's the first half, all right? Then later on, we'll now draw from 3 to 0 and back to 3 for the second half at the back, all right? So now trace, just trace and connect numbers. That's what you do here. All right, so now this is 0. It means wherever it intersects 0, you dot. So line 0, this is line 0, they are meeting at this point. You dot. Now this is 1. So wherever you see 1, also you dot. Now I am doing both of them. I'm doing 1 for one side and 1 for the other side. I'll do 2 for one side, 2 for the other side, 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, I don't want to just do them separately and move backwards, so I'm just doing it together. So 1, it means wherever you see 1, you dot. So this is 1 here. So we're going to dot this point of intersection. Still on this one, we have another 1 here. We're going to dot this point. Then this is 2. You trace down. This is 2 here. We dot this point. Continue down. You have another 2 here. Trace. And you dot. Now, the last one, which is 3. So let's be very, very careful. These are 3. You know, there are 3 lines here. 1, 2, 3. The middle one is 3. Please take note of that. So we're going to trace it down. And we have our 3 here. So it's intersecting at this point. And continue down. We have our 3 here intersecting at this point. So you extend this line to this point. All right? So that means we're going to draw this thick line. And we also draw this one thick line. All right, so don't forget this point here. And this point here. All right, so we've done for the first half. Okay, so we're going to connect this with a curve. We're going to be seeing this, but remember this will be what? Invisible outline. All right, so here we have the curve for the visible part. Now we need to draw the curve for the other half I told you about. So we're going to trace again now. So 3 has been done. Then we'll move to 2. So this is line 2. So you trace, this is 2, intersecting at this point. Continue down. This is another 2, intersecting at this point. Then we have 1. So we have 1, 2, 3. This middle one here, that's for line 1. You can see it. So when you trace, this is 1, intersecting at this point. And this is another 1, intersecting at this point. Then finally we have 0, and this is 0, line 0, intersecting at this point. So we're going to use broken lines to connect this one, which is the other part we can see. Okay, so here it is. This is the other part that you can see. All right. Now, so please take note of all those points because we're going to need them for the development. All right. So we've answered question number 2, curve of intersection. We've drawn it. Now let's go to number 3. We want to develop pipe M. Remember, this is pipe M. This is also M. Okay. Now, and this is F. So now we're supposed to develop, because we are told this is the seam XX. Okay, this is the seam. So we're supposed to develop this way, but I do not want to crowd this drawing. I don't want to disturb or obstruct this drawing with lines. So I'm going to develop this way. You can develop anywhere actually. So to develop, the first thing you do is to extend this line. So align your ruler and extend this line with a thin line. So when you're done doing that, I'm going to look for a point where I will start my development. So I will draw a first line. So to do that, align your set square with this line here. All right, and transfer to any convenient point of your choice. So let me choose just that empty space there, and I will draw a thin line here. Okay, so that's enough. Now, I'm going to take one of this division here and step off 12 equal divisions. So needle on 2, stretch to 1. You know they are all equal. If you needle on 3, stretch to 2, they are all equal. Just take one of the divisions and step off 12 equal divisions here, like this. So you needle here. This is 1. You continue like that. Do not alter the radius. 2, 3, until you get to 12 equal divisions. So keep stepping off like that. All right, so I have 12 of the divisions here. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to transfer. Now this is the base of the pipe. Okay, I'm going to transfer lines to this top part. All right, so align your set square with this line, with this horizontal here, and transfer lines to this top, the peak, and draw a thin line down. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is this point that I marked out. I will transfer this line to all the points. So align your set square and transfer lines to the first one here, all the way to the 12th division. So you keep doing that until you get to the last. Okay, so I'm done with all of that. Now, you see all of those points that we got for our curve of intersection. You're going to transfer all the points down into this space here. All right? So, now if you count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're going to have 12 lines all together. So align your set square with the horizontal here. So, and transfer to this point. That's the one. That's for one. Draw thin lines down. To this other point here, we have another one here. Draw thin lines. We have another one here. Thin lines. We have one here. We have one here. This one. We have one here. For this point here. This point. We have one here. And finally, this one for the seam. So let's count to be sure. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're correct. Okay, so now listen very carefully. We are going to follow. Let's just first number this. So this is the what? The seam here. So this is where we are opening from. So we are opening from this point here. This becomes the what? The seam. So, and it starts with what? 3. So 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we label this 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. I hope that's clear. Now the next thing we're going to do is draw the what? The development. So how do you do? So this is how we're going to move. We'll move like this. 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and back to the beginning. That's how we're going to move. That's how you get the development. All right. So this is what? This is 3. So, and this is 3. You dot. The next one here is what? 2. Trace the line. This is 2. They are intersecting at this point. Dot. The next one is 1. So continue where it intersects with 1. Let me use a ruler so we are not confused here. So this is for 1. And I will trace, and the next one is 1 here. This is 0. We have 0 here. Then this is 1. Keep moving. This is 1. The next one is 2. This point here, trace. We have our 2 here. The next one is okay, so sorry, I think there is a mistake there. I made a mistake, sorry about that. We're not supposed to have this here. So let me do that again. So this is for 2, trace. We have our 2 here. This is 2. 2. Alright? So this is it. And now 3. Trace down, we have our 3 here. And back to 2 again. We are going back now. So trace this line, and we have our 2 here. This is 2. Okay, let's continue. This is 2. So the next one is what? 1. Have we done for 1? No. So 1, you trace. Sorry, let me take that again. This is 1. 1. You move. I made a mistake there. Let me trace 2 again. So hold on. This is 3. Yes, 3. And this is 2. Yes. Sorry, this is 2. This was a mistake. 2. So you see, you have to be very, very careful. because the lines are very, very close. Okay, so this is 2. Now this is 1, follow, and this is 1 here. Then we have 0 here, trace, 0. Then we have what here, 1, you trace, this is 1. Let me be sure about that. 1. And you have what here, 2. You trace, this is 2. And finally we are back to 3, which is what, 3 here. So this is the outline, the pattern, the development. So I'm just going to draw this with thick lines. Thick lines. And thick lines here. And I'll use a French curve to complete this part. Okay, so this is what your development should look like at the end of the day. Right, so just tag development, plan, and plan and elevation. All right, so this is the elevation, this is the development, and this is the plan. I hope you understood the steps. If you didn't get it for the first time, you can rewind the video and watch all over again. I'm very, very sure you will get it right. So don't fail to show some love by liking this video, and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button. Also, do not forget to share the videos with those who might be in need of these videos. I will come away again with the solution to the other questions. Once again, my name is Fred. Thanks for watching. I'll see you some other time. Bye.